Okay, guys, I'm going to engage in some educated guesses that are so educated, they're borderline facts. All right. In the Bill Simmons podcast, the Ringer podcast, with Kyrie Irving about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, there were lots of little nuggets in there. And he basically laid out the entire way he's going to leave the Celtics franchise. And it's just going to be, sorry, man. My on-court and off-court activities are just really dovetailed and really in alignment, and my whole package of interests on and off the court are just better suited on the Knicks. And nothing personal, but I got to make myself happy, and it's been great being here. That's how it's going to go down. But another nugget, he left two other nuggets, and they're related. At the beginning of the podcast, he said it was the NBA was all about basically picking guys who you want to play with and forming a team and having fun. Okay? And Bill Simmons didn't catch on to this. And so it's all about picking your team. It's all about forming a team with your friends and having fun. That's the NBA in Kyrie Irving's mind. Okay? Now, he didn't choose to go to the Celtics, but that's not all. They also already had two max players in Horford and Hayward, who Kyrie Irving didn't choose. And then they also drafted Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and other guys like Terry Rozier, who Kyrie Irving never chose. He wants to play on a super team that he helped put together. And he's no Danny Ainge. And Danny Ainge already put together a master team. But that's not good enough for Kyrie Irving, because his ego isn't best suited by just joining the guy who's probably going to get voted executive of the year tonight, Danny Ainge, and just going with the flow and being the point guard for that super team. So for Kyrie Irving, the NBA is all about getting together with your friends, forming a team, and having fun and trying to win championships distant last. Another nugget he said is he was at the All-Star game, and he talked about recruiting players or whatever, and Bill Simmons pushed him on it. And he said, whoa, I'm going to have to plead the fifth. He got all nervous and he clammed right up. Like, I can't talk about who I was actually recruiting and what I was doing, because that means real stuff really went down on the recruitment front as far as Kyrie Irving wanting to put together his super team, okay? So we know for a fact that even publicly, Kyrie Irving said it would be wonderful to play with Kristaps Porzingis, okay? He already said it would be wonderful to play with Kristaps Porzingis, to play with a big like that. We already know his dream team is the Knicks. He already told all his Cavs teammates that he wanted to play for the Knicks. That was his dream team. He might have had other teams on that list like the Spurs, Minnesota Timberwolves, Miami Heat, but the Knicks were always his dream team. And even when he's on the Celtics making the All-Star team with Al Horford, he's already hint, wink, winking with Kristaps Porzingis. So Bill Simmons pushes him on it. He says, well, who are you recruiting? And Kyrie's like, whoa, I plead the fifth. I can't talk about that. So there's little signs you got to look out for, and you can pick them up, especially with a guy like Kyrie. He's going to give away a lot more than he thinks, because that's just the way he is. He's not quite smart enough to filter himself with 100% opacity. All right, there's going to be some transparency with what he's saying, even if he's not saying it directly. All right, so who else? We know Kyrie wants to go to the Knicks, guys. We know he's not committed to playing in Boston next year. We know he's not even holding it out as a possibility. He's not even saying it would be great if it works out. All right, that means he's gone. He just doesn't want to lie about it and break Celtics' hearts, right? We know he wants to go to the Knicks. We know he wants to play with Porzingis. We know he wants to put together a super team. We know a super team in New York Knicks to win a championship like that, architected and orchestrated by Kyrie Irving, would be any player's fantasy, especially Kyrie Irving's. Who are we kidding, guys, right? Who are we kidding? Let's not kid ourselves. This is exactly what's going on in Kyrie Irving's mind and his father's mind. And just like LeBron James orchestrated and architected two super teams in Miami and Cleveland, trading Andrew Wiggins for Kevin Love, coming back to Cleveland because they had a good isolation scorer, shooting guard, in Kyrie Irving, all right? We know that Kevin Durant Steph Curry, Draymond Green. Draymond Green orchestrated that super team. This is the modern NBA stars player's dream. And to be able to do that for the Knicks and to win them a championship for the first time in 40 years, come on, guys. You know this is exactly what's happening. So who else was he recruiting at the All-Star game? These are the rosters. Who was he spending the most time with? It was probably Team LeBron, the team that he was on. But he would have also been able to talk to people over here, okay? So what's Kyrie's dream for a future with the New York Knicks? What's his idea? Let's look at the salary cap space, because chances are some of these bad contracts are going to be expiring over the next couple of years. All right, and I have some very specific ideas of who Kyrie. All right, this contract can be stretched or otherwise gotten rid of eventually, right? And as Cantor, even if he picks that up by next year, things start really clearing up, you know? Except for Tim Hardaway, because he's probably going to end up picking up that year then. But this is just the way Kyrie's thinking. It would be Kristaps Porzingis, Kyrie Irving, and who else is Kyrie thinking about? Now we know it's going to be Kevin Knox, right? They might even have another high pick next year. Probably, because Porzingis is going to be injured all year. Who else does Kyrie want on the team? Who was he recruiting at All-Star Weekend besides Kristaps Porzingis? I'm thinking Anthony Davis, guys. I'm also thinking Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's talked about how awesome it would be to play with Kyrie Irving and what a magnificent specimen Kyrie Irving is. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving go to the exact same church type organization in New York City. An organization that has a close relationship with the Knicks. An organization that Kyrie Irving consulted with before demanding his trade from the Cavaliers. Okay. There was a account that was rumored to be a burner account from a certain tall, skinny, slim superstar from the Golden State Warriors that said that superstar should re-sign this summer with the Warriors, win 2 more championships, and then bounce. Although that star said he should go to the Wizards after that, supposedly, in this account that may not have anything to do with him. The fact remains that if Kyrie Irving's on the Knicks, he's going to be a recruitment factor for a guy like a certain slim superstar on the Warriors. Who else could Kyrie have been recruiting? Kristaps Porzingis we talked about, right? So, and then Anthony Davis, guys, his contract runs out in 2 years. So he would be an unrestricted free agent and he could go wherever he wants. If you're Kyrie Irving and you could put together a super team of yourself, Anthony Davis, and Kristaps Porzingis, perhaps replacing Anthony Davis with Kevin Durant, this is the mind of Kyrie Irving. This is the exact kind of thing that he is thinking about. All right, and he's going to go to the Knicks first. You know, they're going to kill a year to burn out some of these bad contracts. And then the summer after, Anthony Davis. Yeah, so Kyrie finishes his contract in Boston. The year after that, he goes to the Knicks. And the year after that, Anthony Davis would be right there to play. All right, and all those contracts would be off the books. The New York Knicks could put together their super team. Kyrie Irving, once he's on the Knicks, can say, hey, save all your cap space. Don't be morons again signing guys like Tim Hardaway Jr. Save that space. I talked to these guys. They would love to come here. This is how it's going to go down. And I'm going to be the architect, and everyone's going to give me all the credit for putting together the super team that's going to win a championship in the future. That's the mind of Kyrie Irving right now. So one other trade option that I think the Celtics should consider is to put Kyrie Irving and Anthony Davis together, not on the Knicks in our damn division, right? We don't want them in the Atlantic Division. Try to trade Kyrie Irving for Drew Holiday. We know that the New Orleans Pelicans have low attendance, and we know that they struggle, and that if they don't get things better and the team more popular, then the New Orleans Pelicans are prime. They're a prime team to get moved to Seattle. All right, so they have a lot of pressure on them, financial and otherwise, to make this team a lot more popular with the fans, despite their playoff success last year. So if the Celtics could find a way to trade Kyrie Irving, 1-year rental, it would be a gamble for New Orleans for Drew Holiday. Some Celtics fans are even saying that it's delusional, of course, that the Pelicans would even trade Anthony Davis for Kyrie Irving just because he's a more fan-friendly type superstar or whatever. That's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. But Drew Holiday is a distinct possibility. Drew Holiday, a better player than Kyrie Irving. And as their coach correctly said, one of the best two-way players in the NBA. Okay? Win share as far as durability and playing that elite defense and also making a significant impact on the offensive side, playing 36 minutes a game, 81 games a year. He's better than Terry Rozier. Celtics could easily lose Marcus Smart if they got Drew Holiday, right? And they could let Terry Rozier play his contract out or extend Terry Rozier on a cheap contract. But in any event, there's no comparison, really, when you get right down to it between Drew Holiday and Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving's the guy who can maybe knock down a clutch last-minute shot 1 out of 3 times. But Drew Holiday is the guy who can get you in that position where a last shot is needed. Or better yet, get you in a position where you're up by 5 with a minute left and you don't need any last second heroics, And he's on a cheaper contract than what Kyrie Irving is going to cost at $35 million a year. And Kyrie Irving, of course, dealing with all this injury history, that Celtics would be well advised to pass on to another team. But in a desperation environment like the Pelicans are, could very well be an option. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. What kind of super team do you think Kyrie Irving wants to form in New York? Because he's already planning on it. Kawhi Leonard, another possibility, right? All right, let me know what you think. I'll see you soon. Peace.